Hey everybody, how's it going? Good to have you here. Today I'm going to talk about a little bird that's been on my pond. There's several of them. I think I have about 7 pairs of these birds on my pond. More or less, it's hard to keep track of them. They're called the Red Necked Phalarope, and I think that's the correct pronunciation of them. So they're just a tiny shorebird. They're about 7.5 inches long, and they're good swimmers, really good swimmers, and they dart around and they're quick. They move quick. I mean, it's hard to keep track of them. The females are brighter than the males, which is contrary to most other species of birds. Usually the males are a lot brighter, but not with these birds. In their Arctic breeding grounds, which is where they are now, in Canada, northern Canada and Alaska, they're kind of a blue-gray in color, and they have a red wash on their neck, and a long, thin black beak. They're really unique birds, and I've seen them before up there, but they're so small I just didn't pay any attention to them until this year, and I started noticing them and trying to photograph them, and to varying degrees of luck, I've got a few pictures of them. Like I said, there's about 6 or 7 birds on the pond of those. 6 or 7 pairs of those birds on my pond, and they're kind of fun. But anyway, I do have some pictures. I've managed to get a few of them. So right now, we're going to take a look at these little guys, at the pictures that I've taken, and then I'll come back and we'll talk just a little bit more about, how I took them and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go take a look. Well, there you have it. Some of my better pictures, I think. I've gone through quite a few. I've taken a lot of pictures, and I kind of came up with these to put on this video of the Red Necked Phalarope. Like I said, I've been trying to take pictures of them, and they move really fast. Plus, they usually feed right up next to the shoreline, and since I'm laying on the ground, out on the shoreline, they're really close when I'm taking most of these pictures. And it's not all of them, because you'll notice a few of them are kind of a distant, but most of them, they're right up close. And you got to be quick to get the focus and the composition and everything and the horizon level. You don't have much time, and they dart in and out of the grasses and things. And right, they're not, like I said, they're less than 10 feet from me when I'm photographing these birds most of the time. And it's a real challenge. It really is to get good pictures of them. For me, anyway. There may not be for someone else. For me, they were challenging. And I hope you enjoyed looking at those pictures. Some of them I like, well, all of them I like, but some of them I like better. Some of them you'll notice that the birds are like in a shade or something like that. Well, that's because they're behind shore grass and weeds and stuff. And if I'm lucky, when they're behind those things, that if I'm lucky enough to get a good focus on them, which I'm not all the time, but sometimes if I'm lucky enough to get a good focus, I'll just go ahead and snap their picture. And I kind of like the effect it gives them. They're kind of hiding out, and in the bushes and stuff. Anyway, I kind of like those pictures. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I do have a print that I made of these guys off of, it's one of the images that you looked at there. And it came out pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it. It's a pretty picture. So here it is. This is a Red Necked Phalarope. And so, like I said, this picture, I think this bird was probably 12 feet away. It was out in the water a little bit more, this one. This would be a female, I believe, anyway. So this picture was taken with the Nikon D500 with a 200 to 500 lens zoomed out to 500 millimeter, or with a crop sensor for the D500 that reverts to 750 millimeter on this shot here. The shutter speed was 1/1600th of a second. F8, and ISO on this one was ISO 2000, and this was all handheld. I did not use a tripod on this. So there you have it, Red Necked Phalarope. And I've got other species. I'm gonna try to do videos on separate species, I think, for you guys, and not just general pictures of ducks on the pond, but I'm going to try to break it down into general species of ducks and shorebirds and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm glad you're watching, and I hope you enjoyed this and enjoyed looking at those pictures. And take some time, you go out and look at birds, look close at them, because I've ignored these birds for years because they're so tiny. I just thought they weren't worth photographing, but I was wrong. I was really wrong. They're nice little birds, and they're pretty. So anyway, you guys take care, and get out there and take some pictures. I'll talk to you in my next video. See you later.